All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, May 5th. We got two NBA plays coming your way in today's video. This should be our last on-the-road video here, so we'll return to the normal scheduled broadcasting where we go through all the games and give you everything that we're thinking about them. That'll be coming soon, both for the NBA and the MLB. But for today, last road video here, we got two plays coming your way. In terms of how we did yesterday, if you already watched the MLB video, you know that we had a day that just was not it, right? We go 0-2 in the NBA. At least these had some chances. Like DeAndre Hunter had an early three. I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Darius Garland doesn't play, unfortunately. Dylan Brooks had a pretty wishy-washy game. I think he finished with, 11 or 12 PRA. But ultimately, not a good day, right? Like I can make an argument that, oh, these are good looks. I made the argument before, right? Yesterday. That's why I like those plays. Don't need to try and explain a loss because it's just a big fat L. So yeah, we didn't have a good MLB day, didn't have a good NBA day. And if you saw me out there on the casino floor, didn't have a great day there as well. So hopefully there's only up to go from here. Like I said, we got two plays coming your way in today's video, one in each of the games. We'll start it off with the Celtics and Knicks game. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep letting me know your plays down in the comments. I was reading a lot of comments yesterday, and there's a lot of NBA specifically, some cool same game parlays, or even just some of the plays you guys were throwing out there that I really wasn't thinking of or thinking of going that angle of attack at all. So keep letting me know the plays down in the comments because you're letting a lot of other people know as well and helping some people out. But play number one here, Old Faithful, Derek White, over 19.5 points plus assists. I did consider taking a peek at Derek White's over in assists in general, which is at 4.5 right now. Decided to go with points plus assists because I do think that there's a chance that he has a decent scoring output today. So in the playoffs, he has been crushing this, right? Like I don't want to get too down on the idea that, we rolled with this play last game when Derek White played and it was actually a loser, but we've cashed this two times prior to, right? So think about the positive, don't focus on the negative. In the playoffs here, he's been crushing it. He's been averaging 22 points plus assists. He's hit it in 4 of the 5 games. Only last game against the Magic, he didn't hit it in, and that's because he shot really, really poorly from the floor, right? Like this is a guy that had 5 assists, so he cashed that assist line. Keep that in mind. But in terms of his shooting, Derek White was 0 of 3 from 3, 2 of 6 from the floor. Like in these other games, he's been shooting 11, 14 times in terms of field goal attempts. We want some attempts from him. We do have a healthy Celtics team, so I would actually say that benefits him versus maybe takes away some of his shots and whatnot. Like Derek White should get his playing time and should get his attempts, and now there's just going to be more focus on Jalen, on Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday out there to maybe help facilitate some points for Derek White, that type of a thing. So I'm not all that concerned with, Drew Holiday's back and Tatum Brown, no injury designation. No, I think that actually might help take some of the, stress off Derek White. He doesn't have to press for his points, gets a lot more open looks. We talk about him against this Knicks team. Why am I including the assists? Because I did kind of consider just looking at that 14.5 points, which he's done pretty well against the Knicks. This season, he went 24, 17, 19, finished at 14. But when we look at the assists, so he goes in these same games against the Knicks, 28, 21, 26, 23 this season. And what I really do like, potential assists, 10 potential assists in those last 2 games each against this Knicks squad. So I think that he might get, obviously, like I said, he's going to get his shot attempts. Hopefully he shoots better from the floor. He is at home. But in terms of being able to get those potential assists, I like that as well. And this Knicks defense, they looked good at times against the Pistons, and they looked really kind of strugglesome sometimes against the Pistons. This is a way different Celtics offense. The Knicks team that was allowing, some open looks and a lot of them, right? Whether it was a pull-up or catch and shoot against that Detroit team that just was not knocking them down, I don't think is going to be this case with the Celtics today. So that benefits White for both points and assists. White might be the beneficiary of some of those open looks, but also he might have some of those assists where he's able to just dish it off to a guy, a catch and shoot type spot for an open look. So yeah, I think the Celtics make their threes a lot more, than more time, 10 times over than Detroit did, in all honesty, which I think benefits Derek White in both of these categories. Yeah, we've already cashed this multiple times, and not to kind of go back to something that we keep rolling with, seeing familiar faces, but I do think this is a good matchup in general, head-to-head and situationally. Let's go ahead and move on to play number 2. We're jumping to the next game, and I kind of went back and forth on how to play this game. I did look at a few spots for Jalen Williams, so I guess I lean his points as well. Thought about Russell Westbrook in terms of his over in assists. Ultimately landed on a Nuggets player, Michael Porter Jr. here, over 11.5 points. So if you look at Michael Porter Jr.'s, I guess you could even just say playoff run, you could say, okay, well, holy inconsistency, right? He'll have games where he scores 15 points, and then he'll have games when he scores freaking 6 points, and that type of stuff. I get it. He is averaging just over 10 points per game in the playoffs so far, but that was against a different type of a defense. I'm not trying to say the Clippers are a better defense than the Thunder. They're not. But the thing is that Clippers defense is able to cover the perimeter better than this Thunder team for sure. And I think that Michael Porter Jr., we talk about the game situationally, I do think Michael Porter Jr. will be benefiting a ton in terms of the Thunder really packing that paint against Jokic, against even Aaron Gordon, who's looked okay, right? And Michael Porter Jr. may have some more catch and shoot type opportunities from outside. And if we look at him against the Thunder, so in his last 4 games here this season against the Thunder, 15 points, 24 points, 24 points, 17 points. In terms of how he scored those 3 threes, 6 threes, 3 threes, and then 3 threes. If you wanted to look at his threes and look at an alternate line of over 2.5, I really don't hate that. I think that we can go 11.5 points, and if he makes 4 threes or something, we're cashing with the 12 regardless. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I considered his 3 threes, but ultimately just landed on 11.5 points. His head-to-head numbers are really, really good against the squad. All we really are hoping for at this point, when I say hoping, we're assuming that it's the case because of his success against the squad. We want the minutes and we want good shooting. So, for example, those games against the Clippers in which he did not hit this scoring number, right? When he hit the under, he shot 50% from 3, but only took 2, 25% from the floor. The next time he had a bad night, 17% from 3, 22% from the field. The next time he had a bad night, he didn't really shoot. I think he only shot the ball like 5 times. So there's a reason, an explanation too behind each and every one of his bad scoring nights. But when we look at him again against this Thunder squad, shot the ball 17 times. Do we think that that's going to happen? Maybe not. Shot the ball 15 times. Shot the ball 19 times. Obviously, these are a little bit different. I mean, one of those games I believe Jamal Murray wasn't playing in, but the most recent game, and that was on March 10th, I do think that we could see something similar like this. Now, I don't think he's going to score 17. We only need 12 from him here, but he shot the ball 3 of 6 from 3, which isn't out of the question, and 7 of 12 from the field. Even if we knock off, a 3 and knock off a bucket, we're still sitting at a number that we like, right? So I don't necessarily think that he's going to crush, but there's a chance that he does. And for the number that we're getting and the way that I think he'll score with the threes, I think it might be a good look. Now, I say that, and your boy sucked you-know-what yesterday. Not what you think when I say you-know-what. I was going to say, like, shit or something, but let's put a pause moment there. But ultimately, I do think that this is a good spot for him, but maybe me thinking it's a good spot is an absolute reverse jinx, which it's been the case. That's why we do have another brand called Fade Me, right? But guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's show. I can't believe I just said sucked you-know-what, because if you guys fill in the blank, you could put anything in there, and that ain't okay. But let's try and make the picks not suck. How about that? We'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.